Histoire of Noir.
Once ago, in the magical continent of North America, which in this story shall be known as Nord-Spawn, there lived a certain orc. Her name was Orkinia Nord-Spawn. She lived on a farm with her family. She had a caring mother, a strong father, and a little sister. She worked hard, sang loud, played in snow, and lived happily. On her 16th birthday, a necromancer named Sylvius came to her village, and he burned it to the ground. Orkinia almost died. She was rescued by the lone turtle master, a master of Kickbutt-Fu. He trained Orkinia at his mountain monastery. He taught her how to summon her inner chubby, a cosmic representation of her own soul. After training for it some time, Orkinia stepped back into the world. It was against her master's wishes. She had heard the call of someone crying out for help, and the memories of her village resurfaced. She had to do something. With no purpose or direction, no home to return to, and being banished by her master for disobedience, Orkinia ventured onward into the world. She discovered that the world could be harsh, unforgiving, but also full of light and wonders. Orkinia was determined to save the wonders she could and defend others who thought the same. She became a heroine. One day, she happened upon a band of raiders. They were attacking a dwarf man, so Orkinia slayed them. The dwarf was grateful to her, and shared that his name was Andreov the Mechanist. He took her back to his store in the city of Steamdrop. He gave her a room in his shop, and weapons and armor to use on her quest to help others. And as the heroine set forth on another adventure, an evil shadow flew over the happy buffet lands, the Atomic Dragon. It burned a fiery ring around buffet lands and began to occupy the center, hoarding the food. Many would go hungry in the days to come. Many that were not slaughtered were forced to take refuge in nearby cities and towns that were not on their own. This was the start of the war. The enemy had shown their hand. The great council of mages was overthrown. The necromancer army had risen, led by Sylvius, the Lich. They had unleashed their dragon, and Buffetland was now theirs. The great army of knights, led by the great king, rose up to slay the dragon and its necromancers. But their fate was only death. A council was held by the remaining people of Nord-Spawn. The last remaining heroes of the land had to stop this threat, before all of Nord-Spawn was consumed by the shadow of the dragon. The people chose their champions, and the champions rallied to the call. Orkinia, the orc heroine, offered up her finest blade and her sturdiest shield. Luke, the golden knight of Ralabaxia, strong and brave. Blake Orkinson, a young vampire hunter from the church. Frog Wixard, an incredibly wise practitioner of magic. And of course, Jeremy Goblin Scholar, the oldest, smartest, wisest, coolest, bravest, most beloved hero, and also the best cook. Plus, unlike everyone else, he feared no dragons. With the blessings of the last people, the heroes set forth to destroy the Atomic Dragon. Along the way, they encountered many doubters, many who wished for the dragon to destroy all of Nord-Spawn, believing it to be a better fate than living. One day, they came across a band of knights at a fortress. They were warned. The fort was in ruins, and their weapons and banners were not but a weathered afterthought. The heroes rested here for a night, and on the morrow, the scouts of this fort reported necromancers on the far hill. Orkinia wanted to stay and help the soldiers, and so they stayed, and they fought to defend what remained. Many perished, and a few soldiers survived, but when the sun set, no villain was left living. Down the path, closer to the holy buffet land, the heroes met a village of elf refugees. They were starved, heartbroken, and sorrowful to leave their destroyed homes. Those that wanted to fight still joined the heroes, seeing their final chance to avenge their dead. Orkinia was reminded of her own village. It too had suffered at the hands of the evil necromancer army. She wondered why anyone would start a war, what could possibly be worth so much misery. Orkinia looked all around. Everywhere the group of heroes went, they were met with the horrors of war. They were so very tired. War was everywhere, but they had to fight. Fighting started this war, and it would end it. Lone Turtle Master taught her to fight, and this is how she would save people, by fighting. Fighting was the only way. Upon reaching the buffet lands, the heroes charged at the Necroforce and their dragon of metal. It was death everywhere. No one would win this war. Orkinia had fought battles, she had slayed monsters, but this was not the same. This was nothing but chaos, fire, and the death of war. Orkinia cried, unable to save everyone, unable to save anyone. But in her sorrow, she remembered when she was sad as a child, her parents would sing to her. Yes, her thoughts were of home. Her father would sing to her as she crawled into a ball of sadness, crying into his arms, and he sang. The words were lost to her, but she knew what they meant. All this time, she was trying to fight. She blamed herself for not being strong enough, but all the world really needed was love. But what could a song do to an unstoppable vessel of evil? Today, she learned to forgive herself. She sang, her body broken, bloodied, her battle instinct screaming, no. She sang of hope or fear, of strife and forgiveness. Home. She didn't have all the words. She just did as she knew was right. The dragon stopped, and out from the shadows Sylvius appeared, he who destroyed her village. Orkinia wanted nothing more than to have revenge. But she could not fight, and so she forgave him. The hardest thing to do can be as simple as forgiving someone. Forgiveness hurts, but she did. She let go of all of her burdens of pain, and the necromancer laughed, and he felt something new, something never felt before. And with that, the necromancer died. Orkinia's body released her spirit. Her time on the plane of mortals expended. She ascended to the cloud world. She bid the realm of wonder goodbye as the unknown lands welcomed her home. Not all wars are fought with blades. They can be won with something as simple as a song. Buffetland was rebuilt. The living lived on. Time marched forward. Not all could be peaceful. Pain is inevitable. But more heroes would rise when time called. But few could forget the girl who sang to save them. Love endures the longest. Onward, Untitled Heroes. Ever onward.